both legs of this tie. VAR has had very little to do. It's going to be Asec with the honour of going first in the penalty shootout. So then, Mimosa. Up against Mimosa. So vital to get the first penalty in the back of the net for Asec here. They cannot give Esperance a psychological boost this early on. Now, what's going on here with the referee? That's probably not going to help Mimosa's nerves, is it, standing over the ball? Mimosa against Mimosa. Casual run up on a fantastic penalty into the top corner. Stunning penalty kick from the number 9. And a little bit of love there for his goalkeeper as well before he goes back to the halfway line. From Mimosa. Scored twice so far in the competition and made no mistake from the spot there. Brilliant penalty under that sort of pressure. Now then, the pantomime boos ring out for the Esperance player. Charles Foley. Can he stop this? Great penalty. Driven low there from Asec Mimosa. Foley simply couldn't get there in time. So then, 1-1. The tension ratcheting up with each successful spot kick here. It is Christian Coffey who came off the bench in injury time. Oh, and that's a poor penalty, and it's well saved from Mimosa. So, advantage goes to Esperance. Christian Coffey, I just wonder if he actually had any touches there. Is that we see managers do this every now and again when they know the penalty shootout is coming. They sometimes put on a player who they feel will be good for a penalty no matter what happens, but they're just not into the game yet. That penalty number 2 for Esperance, driven into the corner. The keeper goes the wrong way. Right, Bushneba. Worth pointing out, actually, so far, that both the Esperance penalty takers have been defenders. Not so on the other side. As Salefu Diarra Suba steps up to take this one. Short run up, and again well saved from Mimosa, this time out to his right. Well, if the next man coming up for Esperance can put away their penalty, there'll be one saved penalty or one scored penalty away from the semi-finals for Esperance. And Asec here look like they're going to be regretting that lack of ambition in the second leg, and especially in the second half here. of this quarter-final. Oh, and a brilliant penalty there from Huyen Ka. Right in the corner, keeper just no chance of getting to that one. Right into the side netting. Perfect pen. And that's 3-1 for Esperance. Now, next up for Asec, this has to go in or the match is over. Absolutely no choice but to score this one. Well, he saved the last two. Zamanala Memish. Now then, Serge Poku. Has to find the back of the net here. The Serge Poku. Oh, now has that gone over the line? It has, off the underside of the crossbar. The ball doesn't actually, I did say before that he had to hit the back of the net. Actually, he doesn't have to hit the back of the net. That ball is in and over the line. Quite clearly. There's always a bit of backspin on the ball when it comes off the underside of the bar like that. When you talk about perfect penalties, no keeper in the world is getting anywhere near that one. A little bit of luck. Centimetre one way or the other, the difference between the ball crossing the line and the ball bouncing out. And now another defender comes forward. And Mohamed Tugay. So this penalty kick to put his side, Esperance de Tunis, into the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League for the third time in 4 seasons. So Tugay against Folly. This penalty to win it. And he slams it in the top corner. And Esperance de Tunis are into the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League for the third time in 4 seasons. Brilliant set of penalties from the Tunisians. They learnt their lessons from their exit from the African Football League earlier this season. No chance for Charles Folly with any of those spot kicks. And Esperance de Tunis, well, it may have not been easy on the eye, especially in the second half of this second leg. But that won't matter to the travelling fans or to the players and coaching staff. Absolutely delighted to be back in the semi-finals where they feel they belong. And the 4-time African champions will be taking on the Mamelodi Sundowns in the semi-finals in 2 weeks' time. The Asec players looking disappointed as well, you might expect, but can't help thinking late on in that game it looked very much like the coach Julien Chevalier was exhorting his players to go forwards, and they just weren't. They just wouldn't or couldn't. Despite seeing so much of the ball, they've basically not threatened goal at all tonight on home turf. And really, in that respect, you have to say perhaps they just didn't simply deserve to go through. Asec Mimosa. So a first semi-final since 2006 is still on the waiting list for Asec Mimosa. The Ivorians bow out here on home turf. Beaten on penalties 4-2 by Esperance de Tunis after a pair of goalless draws. There you see the statistics from the second leg. Really very little in the way of goal mouth action.